Hello everyone and welcome to this brand new live stream. Today I'm going to be doing Hack the Box Tier 1, which is all about web exploitation and web security. We'll be learning about the basics of SQL injection, server-side template injection, remote file inclusion, and how reb and reverse shells, how to use them and effectively. And the first bot that we will be doing is appointment, or the first machine that we'll be doing is appointment. And as I can see right here, it is an Apache server with a Maria database, and it has some PHP and SQL. So this time, instead of using my Linux machine, I will be using the pawn box that comes with a VIP plan on Hack the Box. So let's spawn the machine here. Let's open a parrot. Oh, never mind. I have no idea how to use this yet. Let's open a PowerShell. So we'll be using Parrot operating system, which I have never used before. I haven't tried this before the stream, so I'm actually pretty interested in how it's gonna go. I'm pretty sure the commands are the same. But yeah, we'll see. Just waiting for the instance to spawn here. And there it is. So, let's ping the machine. That doesn't work. Obviously, I was just testing to see if that worked. So as you can see right here, we're getting packets back. So Control C that. What does the acronym SQN stand for? It stands for Sequence Query Language. Query language. Okay, it's not sequence. It's not sequence apparently. So it's, you can honestly just Google this. I know it's query language at the end there, but more than that, I don't know. Structured, obviously it's structured. Structured query language, which is correct. What is one of the most common type of SQL vulnerabilities? I'm pretty sure it's web. Or web exploitation? No, it's not. It ends with an N. Is it an SQL injection? I'm pretty sure it's an SQL injection. Alright, so we're probably gonna do an SQL injection, which I've never done. So I'm pretty interested in how this is going to work. What is the 2021 OWASP top 10 classification for this vulnerability? So we're gonna Google this, and then for... Okay, so it's A0321. Okay, that was not what they wanted. It's this full with the injection. So we're just gonna copy paste that. And that is accepted. What does the nmap report as the service and version that are running on port 80 of the target? So we're gonna run an nmap scan with the versions on, that is not what I wanted, on the IP address of the machine. There you go. So we're actually gonna make this a lot bigger. Maybe zoom in a bit. There you go. It's scanned port 80. It's open, it's HTTP, and it's Apache. So we're just gonna copy this. It's Apache with HTTPD 2.4.38 and it's on Debian. Honestly, I do not really know what that means, but we can also Google that. What is the standard port used for the HTTPS protocol? It's a TCP, which is a transmission control protocol, and you have UDP. Wait, what? Oh, it's port 80. Oh. 443? I thought it was something like that. Yeah. 443 is the standard port used for HTTP. I didn't read that right the first time. What is the folder called in web application terminology? Is it a directory? Yep, a folder is pretty much a directory. What is the HTTP response code? What is the HTTP response code? Is given for not found errors. 404. For page not found. It's very famous. GoBuster is one tool used to brute force directories on a web server. What switch do we use with GoBuster to specify we're looking to discover directories and not subdomains? It's dir. We learned this in maybe day 3. I think day 3 or day 2. That you had to use dir. A GoBuster. Dir. What single character can be used to comment out of a line in MySQL? It's either hashtag. Okay. If user input is not handled carefully, it could be interpreted as a comment. Use a comment to log in as admin without knowing the password. What is the first word on the web page returned? Okay. So what I think they want me to do is copy the ID, paste it in here, go to the web server. It's taking a while to load. I'm just gonna leave it to load. So it's gonna give us 404 page not found. And it's giving a lot of Dutch terms here. But it's pretty much not finding the page. So let's actually do. Yep. So this is pretty much the help page for GoBuster because I kind of forgot how to use it. I feel like we're not seeing everything. Oh, we are. It just needs to be a little bit smaller. Okay. Let's makes it a little bit more readable. Uh, so let's actually just try GoBuster, dir, and then the IP. See what that does. Word lists. Oh yeah, we need to set a word list. And flag. Let's see. Let's see. We have GoBuster. GoBuster dir. Oh yeah, W. We could use W. And then this. So actually we're just going to copy and paste this in here. And then change the example.com to the host, the IP host. That was not smart. Just do this. Oh. Well, we couldn't just do that, I guess. So we can do it all the way till here. Then we can paste the user ID again. Like this. And now if we do enter. Okay, wait. Let's see. I'm looking for a word list. Because it isn't finding this page. Yeah. That was the hashtag. If user input is not handled carefully, it could be interpreted as a comment. Okay, wait. Find. Okay, so we don't have the word list. Word list on sorry, word list on box dir. You can install the same machine that Kali has as well. I recommend if you use box that anything you install you add to your user in its script so that it automatically reinstalls each time you log in. Do it repeatedly. Here's a snip from a document I made. Any files are changed and look at the last box section is ended. Interesting, interesting. So we have to install word lists. Okay, wait. So let's see. Locate. Okay. So we can actually do this. So if we paste this, or copy this, and then instead of this, all of this, we paste the raw queue. Okay, what if we paste the entire thing? Copy that, we delete this again. We get rid of all of this, and we try that again, but this time with the whole path. Okay. Okay, that was weird. We're not doing that again. I don't know what just happened. Okay. What is it doing? Is it supposed to do this? I don't think it, because it says error in big fat red letters. So let's try to locate word list. Common, locate, common. Locate common.txt. Okay, so we are supposed to copy this. Okay, that worked. Because this did not. Sorry, I can't speak anymore. This did not work at all. So paste this. It immediately went. We have found a bunch. We found /HTA, /HTA access, /.ht password. We even have an index.php. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. And I think this might be the one. HTA access. So let's copy that. Put that. Let's see what happens here. Maybe only index.php, because it's the only one with a good status code. Yeah, let's actually try that. Slash index.php. Because it actually has the biggest size and so let's see what we have here. It's continuously loading. Server status, vendor. Maybe it's this one? I do not really know. I thought index.php was the good one. Because this is status of 200. Okay, maybe let's use the extensions of the common words. Copy that. Let's try again. We're just dirbusting over here. It's very fun. Paste. Okay, so we have slash, which is up and running, which doesn't work. Maybe it's the first one. Maybe it's this one. HT password. Slash CSS. I have no idea what I'm doing, by the way. It's really not working. Okay, so let's try that again by copying it in again and then slash dot HTA. Let's see if there's any more hints, because I'm not really figuring out. Maybe an SQL injection, but we have to find the dir. The dirbuster. We have to find the file that is working. Okay. Hashtag the password. Nothing is working for me. Slash font, slash images. Let's try the extensions or the mutations, I think. So this for dirbuster. And after that, I have no idea what I have to do, because I've tried literally everything. and it found nothing. It has a negative status code on every single thing. Server status. Let's just try everything, honestly. Okay, let's read about. Let's look up this. Text is for insertion or injection of SQL query via the input data from the client to the application. Sensitive data from the database. Okay. But that's what I think I don't have the right stuff. Maybe if I do /admin. Let's just actually look at the official write-up and read about that. Appointment is a box that is mostly web application oriented. Let's zoom in a bit. Web oriented, more specifically, we'll find out how to perform an SQL injection against an SQL database enabled web application. Our target building a website with search capabilities against the backend database containing searchable items vulnerable to this type of attack. The administrator of the website will search up users, their emails, billing information, shipping addresses, and others. In contrast, a simple user or unauthenticated visitor might only have permission to search for the products on sale. These tables of information will be separate, however, for an attacker with knowledge on a web application vulnerability, specifically SQL injection. In this case, the separation between those tables will mean nothing, as they will be able to exploit the web application to directly query any table found on the SQL database of the web server. So you have an SQL service, you have a database, tables, columns, rows, and then you have data. An excellent example of how an SQL service typically operates is the login process utilized for any user. Each time the user wants to log in, the web application sends the login page input username/password combination to the SQL service, comparing it with stored database entries for that specific user. Suppose the specified username and password match any entry in the database. In that case, the SQL service will report it back to the web application, which will in turn log the user in, giving them access to the restricted parts of the website. Post-login, the web application will set the user a special permission in the form of a cookie or authentication token that associates his online presence with his unauthenticated presence on the website. This cookie is stored both locally on the user's browser storage and the web server. Cool. Afterward, if the user wants to search through the list items listed on the page for something in particular, he will input the object's name in the search bar, which will trigger the same SQL service to run the SQL query on behalf of the user. Suppose an entry for the searched item exists in the database, typically under a different table. In that case, the associated information is retrieved and sent to the web application to be presented to the user as images, text, links, and other types, such as comments and reviews. So, you as the client, you do a user search on the web application, and it gives you permission and query translation to the SQL service. And this is how it will go for real. The reason websites use databases such as MySQL, Maria database, or other kinds is that the data they collect or serve needs to be stored somewhere. Data could be usernames, passwords, posts, messages, or more sensitive sets such as PII, personal identifiable information, which is protected by international data privacy laws. Any enterprise that disregards towards protecting its users' PII is welcomed with very hefty fines from international regulators and data privacy and agencies. SQL injection is a common way of exploiting web pages that use SQL statements that retrieve and store user input data. If configured incorrectly, one can use this attack to exploit the well-known SQL injection vulnerability, which is very dangerous. There are many different techniques of protecting from SQL injection, some of them being input validation, parameterized queries, stored procedures, and implementing a WAF web application firewall on the perimeter of the service network. However, instances can be found where none of these fixes are in place, hence why this type of attack is prevalent, according to the OWASP Top 10 list of web vulnerabilities. So, in my words, pretty much what an SQL injection is um, you log in via a web application, technically, and it matches some data that is in the SQL service, some login data, and because it matches this, it gives you permission to check and query translation so that you can take data out of the SQL service because it thinks you are a client. Interesting. Let us look at our target and see if it fits the bill for this scenario. So we did this. Apache HTTP Server is a free and open source application that runs web pages on either physical or virtual web servers. It is one of the most popular HTTP servers, and it usually runs on standard HTTP ports such as ports 80TCP, 443 TCP, and alternatively on HTTP ports such as 8080 TCP or 8000 TCP. HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol, and it is an application layer protocol used for transmitting hypermedia documents such as HTML. The mmap scan provides us with the exact version of the Apache HTTPD service, which is 2.4.38. Usually a good idea would be to search up the service version on a popular vulnerability database online to see if any vulnerability exists for the specified version. However, in our case, this version does not contain any known vulnerability that we could potentially exploit. In order to further enumerate the service running on port 80, we can navigate directly to the IP address of the target from our browser, inside our Palmbox instance or virtual machine. So what it wants us to do is it wants us to open Firefox in here. And it wants us to copy okay. So this is good information for the next time. And we can use the comment. I don't really know. Yeah. So wait, will something change if I do this? No, not really. Not me to do that. Oh, they're right down here. Um. Yeah. In order to further enumerate the servers running on port 80, we can navigate directly to the IP address of the target. Consider brute forcing different directories to include in our enumeration phase, which will not help us exploit the target and is considered an optional but good to know step. This section is considered optional for tier 0 but represents a valuable step in the assessment process. Yeah. Pages were all accustomed to such home, about, contact and register. Some pages might be nested and others forgot password. Hmm. When navigating through RIP directories, the HTTP client, which is your browser, communicates with the HTTP server, in this case Apache, using HTTP protocol by sending HTTP request or get post message, which the server will then proceed to return with the HTTP response. Not found. Let us take a look at the complete process for searching and accessing a hidden directory. / the name of the directory file we're looking for. The following events will take place. What did we find again? Index.php. Brute forcing. Wordlets we'll be using will contain standard directory and file names such as images, scripts, login, PHP, admin, PHP. GoBuster, yeah, we did GoBuster. I already did this. Dir URL word list. I already did this. We found a few interesting things. We found the .hda access. Maybe HD password. Nope, forbidden. Maybe slash JS. Oh, interesting. Parent directory main JavaScript slash CSS. We have slash fonts. Cool. We have slash images. Server status. We're just going through all of them. I'm just interested to see. Okay, well, let's go back to the login page. Since GoBuster did not find anything useful, we need to check for any default credentials or bypass the login page somehow. To check for default credentials, we could type the most common combinations in the username and password field, such as admin admin, guest guest, user user root root, administrator password. After attempting all these combinations, we have still failed to log in. We could hypothetically use a tool to attempt brute forcing the login page. However, that would take much time and might trigger security measure. The next sensible tactic would be best to test the login page for a possible SQL vulnerability. This vector has been described thoroughly in the introduction section of the write-up. Yeah, there. Here's an example of how authentication works using PHP and SQL. Notice how after the hash symbol, everything turns to a comment. This is how the PHP language works. Keep that in mind for later. This code above is vulnerable to SQL injection attacks, where you can modify the query. This SQL, let's see, this, select from user where username, user, and password is password. Okay, so this is pretty much where you put in your password and username, and it takes this. So wait, let's see how we could do this ourselves. Okay, so it redirects you to... Okay, I kinda get this, this code above is vulnerable to SQL injection attacks where you can modify the query language. Okay. Note that we can specify the username and password through the login form on the web page. However, it will be directly embedded in the SQL variable that performs the SQL query without input validation. Notice that no regular expressions or function forbid us from inserting special characters such as a single quote or hashtag. This is a dangerous practice because those special characters can be used for modifying the queries. The pair of single quotes are used to specify the exact data that needs to be retrieved from the SQL database. So this is pretty cool. We're kind of learning how to program and kind of seeing how search query, structured query language works. Yep. Therefore, we could manipulate the query command by inputting the following. So, if we just do... Okay, so it tried something there. We will close the query with that single quote, allowing the script to search for the admin username. By adding the hashtag, we will comment out the rest of the query, which will make searching for a matching password for the specified username obsolete. Oh. Okay. Okay, so what this does essentially okay. I get it. So what we have to do is you have a script in PHP and SQL that checks the password and the username, and it checks the username first. So if you if it uses an SQL variable to store everything in and to check the matches for the username and the password, then what we can do is we can use this single quote to finish the string. So let me type it in there. You have this, and then this is the code that you will have in the PHP script, and then you have something like this. And pretty much if we input admin single quotation mark and a hashtag, what this will do is it will finish the username and it will comment out the password input, so you don't need a password. So if we just type that in, it should log us in automatically, which does not work, maybe because we're in index.php. So let's try that again. Oh, it does remember us. It does not work. Why does it not work? I really thought that that would work. I kind of read through it, and it pretty much said that. So it's weird that it did not work. It's for GoBuster. Okay. So we do have to put a password, but it does not matter. Very cool. That's very nice. Could be interpreted as a comment. Use comment to log in. Congratulations. And then we can submit the root flag. Whoa, that's super loud. So, we captured this flag. Very cool. That was very interesting. Let's go with SQL next. Very, very interested in this. Let's see. Let's just spawn the machine. Let's close all of these. Let's open a new PowerShell. A fresh, clean slate. So let's ping the machine. This kind of feels like Linux. Not even gonna lie, and it's online. Ctrl-C that. During our scan. Okay, so let's do an nmap with the versions and the new IP address. It's gonna take a bit. During our scan, switch ports do we find serving MySQL. So let's see if it even turns up with this port scan. let's actually read the other questions. What community developed MySQL version is the target running? Okay, so we need to know the version. When using the MySQL command line client, what switch do we need to use in order to specify a login username? So we need to visit the help, probably. Which username allows us to log in to this MariaDB instance without providing a password? So maybe guest, maybe admin. It has some weak credentials. The nmap is taking pretty long actually to load, which is pretty interesting. So let's read a bit about MySQL actually. Well, the nmap is loading. Okay, this is not. There you go, Wikipedia. You can never go wrong with Wikipedia. MySQL is an open source relational database management system. Its name is a combination of my, the name of co-founder Michael Wydenius' daughter My, and SQL, the acronym for Structured Query Language. A relational database organizes data into one or more data tables in which data may be related to each other. These relations help structure the data. SQL is a language that programmers use to create, modify, and extract data from the relational database, as well as control user access to the database. In addition to relational databases and SQL and RDBMS addition to relational databases and SQL, and like MySQL, works with an operating system to implement a relational database in a computer storage system. Okay, so MySQL is a service, obviously, that is running on here, and it sorts data. So it finally scanned all the ports. So it is running on port 3306. It's what community developed MySQL version is the target running? I'm guessing MariaDB. I could not see that, but 99 closed TCP ports, so that's why it took so long, because it scanned all of the ports. When using the MySQL command line client, what switch do we need to use in order to specify a login username? So let's see, MySQL /help. Let's see. Password, a login username. Display results. Let's go all the way up. Usage user, bin MySQL options database. Okay. Let's see. Connect to host. No. But we do need this. Login name. Username. So it's /u that we need to use. Which username allows us to log in? Okay, so let's actually... Or was it the capital? So it's definitely /u for username. It's probably gonna be something like admin or something. Okay, so it's gonna be / host is equal to name. Then we're gonna do, that is not what I meant to copy. We're gonna do this IP. And we're gonna do /u as admin. Okay. And we're just gonna paste Okay, what did it say I had to do? I had to run it like... Okay, let's just run it on how it's run here. Let's just try different things, you know? No, that's not what I have to... There, this. And then we do the host. That is... Obviously that was dumb. The host and then the user of admin. Okay, so let's actually Google how to use the MySQL client. Okay. MySQL. Then let's do the host. Then let's do the user. Oh, okay, that worked. At least it's doing something. Probably this was the problem. Hosts is equal to name. Okay. Okay, it's probably... It's gonna be root. It's gonna be root. That is actually terrible that you have no login credentials for root. So I like how it kind of gives you guesses. So let's see. Let's see what it does. In SQL, what symbol can we use to specify within the query that we want to display everything inside a table? Okay, so we're in the MariaDB server. So let's do /h. Oh. Did not mean to do that. It literally says here type help or /help. Not smart. So let's do /help. Let's see. Create rehash source t. char set read quit prompt print pager no t no pager help go exit ego edit delimiter. Help contents. Okay, let's just Google it. Uh, mm, in SQL. Let's see. In a way that it is just hashtag. Is it this? Oop. Okay, let's just copy paste this. Because I really do not know. Asterisk. That makes sense. Kind of. It is literally. Okay, so if we would do this. What was the clear /c? Okay. Okay, there you go. Do we need to end each query with probably this one? That is correct. So I'm learning a bit of SQL here. There are 3 databases in this MySQL instance that are common across all MySQL instances. That is unique to this host. How all tables in SQL. I am sorry I had to sneeze. Alright. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Let's try this. So I found something. Okay. How do I select a database? I do not know. Um. Hmm. So let's look up how to connect to a database. SQL. Remotely. Yeah, I know that. I just want to know. Well, no, I didn't want to see this. Okay. It's not helpful. So let's check out the official write-up again. So we read this. We did do... So they use SC, which performs a script scan using the default set of scripts. It is equivalent to script is default. Some of the scripts in this category are considered intrusive and should not be run against a target network without permission. Alright, so... here you see some more info. So we don't have to install them because we run the Palm box. So it's okay, so it's show databases. Which makes sense. Show databases. Use HackedBox. And then we're gonna So we're gonna use users. Oh. So we're gonna use this asterisk, which did not work. Oh, users. Was it /c? Okay. Let's see. Oh wait, maybe. We're just users, asterisks. Nope, that does not work. So let's actually go into the write-up again. I know a little bit about SQL servers now. So you use HackedBox. So we can use show tables. We did that. So we can do something like this. Select everything from users. See what's in there. Or we can do select everything from config. I forgot to do a colon. And here we have a flag. very cool working with all of these things. What is the name of the fourth? Wait, what? There are 3 databases in MySQL instances that are common across all MySQL. Three databases in this MySQL instance. Wait a second, what? You had... Let's hack the box. Because this information scheme is normal, MySQL is normal, performance scheme is normal. And we had the root flag. Why can't I paste? There you go. That was very loud once again. But I think I'm gonna end it here, everyone. We learned a lot today about MySQL and databases and how to access them, kind of how the MySQL language works, which is essential. I want to look at the write-ups a lot less than I am right now, especially in the future. But for now, the write-ups are actually very useful. But what I want to do pretty much is I want to pawn one of these machines, and then after that read into the write-up and take notes of, well, not necessarily take notes, but like review what I did right and maybe what I could have done differently, or if I had any, if there was any confusion there, you know, how it would have been solved and how the database actually worked, because that's the most essential part for me, that I don't really understand how the databases work. But right now I understand how MySQL works with select and use and show, very easy commands to get data from the tables. But yeah, it has been a very awesome time. I hope I am slowly learning to become a little bit more engaging, because I have a little bit of trouble with that. Sometimes I get too quiet, but also no one is really watching. At least I think no one is really watching, and because no one is talking, but maybe someone is watching. I don't know. But for now, we'll just leave things the way they are. I am planning on making actually videos in the future, like an introduction video for my channel, and I'm actually planning on turning this into a more education-based channel. So like, besides me progressing and videotaping or streaming my progression, I'm also planning on making certain videos about certain topics, like maybe some cool hacking stories or educational videos about how certain things work within computer science, cybersecurity, math maybe, because it's very necessary for computer science, and yeah, just teach people things, because I think teaching is awesome. I like to teach, and teaching is also a great way of learning new things. But that was enough for my little rant at the end here. I will see you guys probably tomorrow for the next stream, and I hope you have a wonderful evening, day, morning, whatever it is. Sleep well, good night, enjoy life, and most importantly of all, keep on